Here with National Greco-Roman coach Matt Lindland in Colorado Springs a few days after the Senior World Team Trials in Lincoln. Just overall, as national coach watching the Greco-Roman action in Lincoln, what were your thoughts about the program and what you saw out on the mat?
Well, I saw my initial thoughts is it would certainly be nice to have a little more depth in each of those weight classes. Pretty small brackets, but the guys that came out of that bracket are really good, and we got a really great team. I'm excited about some of the young talent that's coming up, and we had guys taking out Olympians. We had Dalton Roberts took out Ildar, who's not just an Olympian for the United States, he's a two-time Olympian, and he was an 18 World Team member, and I think he's got something to prove, and he's wrestling really well and competing hard, and Dalton always brings it. So we're excited to have him. I mean, the other guy was Peyton Omania. He was one of our three world medalists that year in 2019 before they shut the whole world down. That got his medal at the World Championships in juniors. Him and Colton and Alston Nutter, all three of those guys competed very well, and we thought we were going to have a really great World Championships in 2020 before the COVID shut our entire world down and closed wrestling down. So that was a hard break for the Greco-Roman program, because all those guys kind of lost their momentum, but they seemed to get it back. Colton was back on the team, Peyton's back on the team, Alston Nutter was right there in the finals. I think we're moving forward. We got a really good team. Max is a proven performer, 5th in the world in 2019, and let's go up the lineup. I mean, Sammy Jones. I mean, that kid's so explosive and such a fire. Just a spark plug. And when he gets on the mat, he wants to score points, and he does. So I'm really looking forward to him being on our team, and he's a great leader in our program, along with guys like Pat Smith. You start talking leadership, you gotta bring Pat Smith into the conversation, who's a veteran, has been on a couple world teams, got the experience, knows what it takes to win at that level, and is going to do absolutely everything he can within his powers to focus on what he can control and let the other stuff go. But he's going to be ready. Really excited about this entire team. Seeing him down at 77 made room for Jesse Porter, who won the Olympic trials but didn't qualify the weight. So I expect that kid to be really fired up. He's a wild man out there. If he can kind of focus those things in a little bit, he's got the ability to score at any moment. But he's got to learn how to hold leads. He's got to learn how to tie up opponents and just control those leads. So everybody's got to make a little adjustments. We got a good camp coming up. Greco's in a very fortunate position because we're coming in the same time as all the other teams to New Jersey for our training camp. But we actually have 8 days there, and so we can actually train and prepare our guys before heading over to Oslo. So that really helps. It wasn't our original plan to get over to Europe, but we're making adjustments. I think that's the key right now, is being flexible, making adjustments. We really wanted to get out and get over to Europe, get a nice training camp with some European counterparts before this happened. Didn't work out, so we're going to do the next best thing. We got a bunch of foreign athletes out in New York that are going to come to our camp, as well as our world team members and our training partners. So we're going to have a really great camp out there. Both our new team leaders live in New York City, so I think it really makes a lot of sense to get out there and spend some time with our team leaders.
Yeah, and you were talking about individuals, and I might as well go through the rest of them. That 10-man team, obviously, but it will go through the upper weights. Ben Provisor, 2nd World Team, 2-time Olympic team, wrestling at 82, which seems to be a weight that fits him, huh?
77 was not a weight for Ben, and I think he realizes it now. He grew out of that weight class, and obviously he's going to have to matriculate back to 87 if he wants to get on another Olympic team. And certainly capable athlete, looking better than I've ever seen Ben. Really scoring points. Did you see how many points he put on the board? He's teching guys. Ben likes to keep those matches close, but he was constantly just picking guys apart out there. Really powerful athlete, especially at 87 or 82 when when he was cutting down to 77. That was he didn't look like the same guy. at all. So I'm really glad to have him at the right weight class, and he's got a great new training environment. He's going to college and doing the great things with his life. So we're excited to have Ben on that team. He's a veteran and brings a ton of experience to the program.
So Alan Vera, who's been around for a while, will get his first shot at representing Team USA at a world event. Obviously, he was excited, and I guess the other word about Alan Vera is exciting, right?
Yeah, no, Alan's a very exciting athlete. When he gets on top, he's got the capability of creating offense and scoring a lot of points from the parterre position. He's got an incredible lift. He's got that Cuban gut wrench that kind of all those Cubans show up with that gut wrench. They all know what they're doing. They're just built like these long arms, and they just wrap them up. But he's got a lift. Alan just got his eligibility right before the Olympic trials, but fell short there to John Stefanowicz, who stepped up at the Olympic trials. And unfortunately, John didn't have an opportunity to compete here because of the situation with the Marine Corps making some adjustments and changes with their program. We're looking forward to getting him back in the program. And it looks like we're going to get an opportunity to grow some of the regional training centers with getting him out there at the Navy Regional Training Center. So fingers are crossed to keep John in our program. When you talk about leadership, I mean, he's one of the greatest leaders we got in our program. So, but Alan, absolutely exciting. He's just got to go out and create as much offense as he can, get back on his attacks on his feet. He needs to open his opponents up with more arm drags and reach arounds and create that offensive opportunities and score multiple attacks and get points on the board. Alan does that. He can bring us home a medal for the United States. So we're really thrilled. We got Tracy Hancock, 97 kilo. Went 1-1 at the Olympics, lost to the bronze medalist. Tracy's absolutely one of the most experienced guys, and even one of our younger athletes, but one of our more experienced guys, because he knows what it takes. He's got to get himself overseas. He's got to get to multiple training camps and competitions internationally. I don't think there's anybody in our program over the last quad that got more trips and tournaments and camps overseas. So he knows what it takes. If he's prepared and his mind's right, Tracy can come home with the world medal for sure. And when I say medal, I'm talking he can come home with the gold. There's only a couple guys in that weight class he hasn't competed against, and he can beat all of them.
Yeah, I think he knows that too, right?
He does, but he's got to have his mind right, and he's got to have a great game plan going in.
So we'll be seeing Colton Schultz, senior level this time. I mean,
he's been
won
on
medals for all the other
He's
ages.
a world champ in junior. He's a two-time medalist in junior, world champ in cadet, and this is his first senior world team. And he's right there every year in the finals with our best guys. So couldn't be more thrilled to have Colton Schultz in our team and in this program. You talk about guys, like I said, I mean, we got some really good leaders in this program. And just keep thinking about, another guy that really brings the leadership qualities. And so Colton's a very capable athlete. He, proven performer at the junior level, and those translate into senior medals. So no question Colton can get it done for us.
So if you look at the composition of the team, half of them have been to senior worlds, half have not. Is that good to have a mix of people that bring experience and others who bring, young talent and maybe a little extra spark to go?
Well, I think yes. I think it's a great mix. This group of men, they work together really well. They all get along. They all push each other, encourage one another. But yeah, I think we might surprise some guys in some of those athletes that the rest of the world hasn't really seen, except for maybe at the junior levels.
Yeah, and so you do have an opportunity in New York to train for a while. You were saying that you're going to have 8 full days.
Yep.
What kind of things can you get done to take a team right prior to their competition and have them use that time to be better when they get over to compete in Oslo?
We have a few training objectives. I mean, one of them is our parterre game. We're gonna work on our offense and our defense every single day. Even on our on our days where we're just doing technical work, we're going to actually throw in 6 live goes, parterre, every day. Focusing on top position, bottom position, really developing your best defense, your best offense, and just focus on that. Not have this, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to turn front headlock? Am I going to go gut wrench? We saw that Colton Schultz scored on gut wrenches out there at the trials. He scored on gut wrenches at the Worlds, but he's also scored on his front headlocks. But most recently, it's a lot easier to defend a front headlock by standing up and getting to your feet. And then you lose that opportunity to score. And when he gets his lock around his body, and he's so strong now, he's been really putting on a lot of strength and muscle mass. I think this was the first time. I mean, he had to cut weight when he wrestled cadets at 100 kilos, but now he's cutting to make 130 kilos. So, I mean, we got a big, strong athlete that's very mobile and knows how to wrestle. Colton's been doing Greco-Roman at the Olympic level with our senior athletes since he was 14 years old. So, very experienced young athlete. Those are the guys that can win. Those are the guys that go out and compete well and win at the world level. So we're really thrilled to have Colton on our team, and it's his first, like you said, first senior team. But is there anybody that's got more, world level competition at world tournaments in our program? I don't think there is. I don't think there's a single athlete. So the junior level is slightly underneath the senior level, and he's been able to perform and get medals at every world championships he's had the opportunity to enter, and he even lost that opportunity in 20 to go get his gold at the juniors. So we're expecting really good things out of him. We do have high expectations for Colton because he is so experienced and he is so good.
So, as coach, obviously medals are important, and we haven't had any in a while. But with 10 weights and kind of a reshuffling at the Worlds, it's legitimate to think that this team can get hardware, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're going to go out there and compete every single match. I mean, even, we didn't come home from any at the Olympics, but I can't fault those guys for not competing hard and going out there and making attempts and attacking. They were wrestling the best guys in the world, and we got some of the best guys in the world right here in our program heading over to Oslo. So I really feel confident that we're going to come home with some medals.
So talk a little bit about, this is the start of the new quad, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We just finished Tokyo, but Tokyo got pushed into this quad.
Yeah,
this is year one.
This quad, shortened it, compressed it. So
this is year one of Paris, yeah?
This is basically year 2 of this quad, though, when you start looking at it like that, Gary.
Well, there's definitely, it would have been, you'd already have been doing a whole new cycle.
Yeah, so, I mean, you look at it, by the end of this year, we're pretty much 2 years out from the next Olympics, from qualifying those weight classes for the next Olympic Games. So things are happening really fast, and we got to respond, we got to react really fast, and we got to go out and put the pressure on our athletes to, really develop what their best offense is so they can score points. I mean, that's how we win matches. We don't win matches pushing guys around and, just taking ground. And we win matches by scoring points. And we see what happens when guys score points, like guys like Peyton Omania, who beat 2 Olympians going into this tournament. I mean, those guys are really quality athletes that he beat. Jesse Thilke and Alex Sancho are quality opponents that he took out. That makes me think this kid's ready to go win a medal. And we got it up and down the lineup. We got guys like that. Dalton Roberts, capable. I don't think Max Nowry's satisfied with the 5th in the world.
No, he's ready. He's ready for his medal,
He's right there. And he's been in a medal round. He knows what it takes. He can get it done.
Yeah, so we're also probably looking right now at some of the younger kids that could be around in time for 2024, yeah?
Oh, our U23 team is happening, right after we get back from Oslo, we're going to be sending guys over to Serbia for the U23 Worlds. And some of those guys that were second in our trials and right there in the finals, I mean, you have Britton Holmes, you have Alston Nutter, you have Benji Peak, all guys that were battling to be on the senior world team. Those are the guys that are going to go after our U23 world medals. So I think we're in a great spot right now, Gary. Really feeling confident about the guys we got right now. Great attitudes. And nobody's licking their wounds from the Olympics. We're fired up and focused on what it's going to take to perform here in Oslo.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your time, Coach.
You bet.
We'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Be well.